This is your attorney, Jiwon Lee. We've covered the Burning Sun incident several times, and on the morning of March 19, 2024, Joon-Young was released from the Mokpo Correctional Institution in Jeonnam, finally resulting in the release of all individuals related to Burning Sun. Joon-Young was sentenced to a final 5 years in prison in September 2020 for charges including drunkenly raping women with singer Jonghoon and sharing videos of sexual acts he recorded in a group chat room in late 2015. At the time, Joon-Young was sentenced to attend an ADR sexual violence treatment program as an additional punishment and was also restricted from employment at children's and youth-related institutions as well as facilities for the disabled for 5 years. But he was excluded from the order for disclosure and notification of personal information. Additionally, Joon-Young managed to avoid wearing a location tracking electronic device or an electronic ankle monitor. Not always. Generally, when a sexual offender is convicted, the security measures typically added are registration of personal information and employment restrictions. The important thing is that the disclosure of a sexual offender's personal information is decided by the judge. If a sexual offender reflects during the trial and is deemed not likely to commit crime again, they can avoid the disclosure of personal information. On the other hand, once such disclosure is decided, the offender is required to register their address and photo, which can be searched by anyone on the Sex Offender Alert website. Meanwhile, individuals like Joonyoung, Choi who served 2 years and 6 months, and Seung-Lee from Big Bang, who served 1 year and 6 months, were not subject to disclosure decisions, so they are not searchable on this site. This is because, at the time, during the trial process, these three initially denied the charges but eventually admitted to all crimes in hopes of receiving a reduction in sentencing. As a result, they received reductions and, most importantly, were able to avoid the disclosure of personal information. Prominent figures whose personal information has been registered include serial rapist Kim Keun-sik, 15 years imprisonment, cult leader and rapist Jung Myung-seok, featured in a Netflix documentary as well, 10 years imprisonment, South Korea's worst child sex offender Cho Do-sun, 12 years imprisonment. Currently, individuals whose personal information registration has ended also include mixed martial art and YouTuber Kevin Park, 3 years imprisonment, Seoul National University professor Kang Seok-jin, who sexually harassed about 10 students while in office, former famous singer Ko Young-wook. No, they don't. An electronic ankle monitor also requires a judge's decision and is a supplementary measure that is only imposed in exceptional cases. Electronic ankle monitors, which track location in real time 24 hours a day, are applied not only to sexual offenders but also to kidnappers, murderers, and habitual robbers. Both disclosure of personal information and electronic ankle monitors are received when there is a risk of reoffending, which means possibility of committing a crime again. But wearing an electronic ankle monitor is the heaviest punishment imposed after release. In other words, it's not something that just anyone receives, it's a punishment imposed on extremely dangerous repeat offenders. Wearing an electronic ankle monitor makes it impossible to obtain a passport and subjects the wearer to a travel ban, thus making international travel impossible. For reference, foreigners can also be subject to electronic ankle monitor orders. However, since foreigners are often subject to deportation if they receive imprisonment sentences or longer, orders to wear electronic ankle monitors are relatively rare. Members of Burning Sun, Joonyoung, Jonghoon, and Seung-Lee all admitted to all crimes during the trial process and as a result were able to avoid both the disclosure of personal information and wearing electronic ankle monitors. This is your attorney, Jiwon Lee. Thanks for watching.